It's an honor to introduce such an immense personality. Being a mass communication and development communication student at St. Paul's University, she is not only a freelance actress and voice artist, but also a beautiful model. She is none other than the co-founder and chief operating officer of Eco Bana, Miss Kyelie Ogola. We are very eager to hear her voice and her inspirational thoughts on turning ideas into reality. Ma'am, please.
Hello, good afternoon. I hope you're all well. This is Kylie speaking on Brian's laptop. Sadly, mine had technical issues and now I had to shift. Anyway, I hope you're all well and you have really learned a lot. I'm not sure what I will add because it's like he has spoken the whole thing. He has talked about each and everything that each and every one of you has to do in order to succeed when it comes to your business matter. That is your startup, which is your main business at the moment. So for now, I think I'll just take in questions. Yeah, unless you have something that you would like me to talk about in specific, because he has talked about mostly everything. Thank you.
Thank you
Ma'am,
so
I
much.
have a question to you and Brian, sir, if you would allow me. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So my question is that whenever we think of an idea, so when we have to raise a startup, it has to be something that is solving a problem. What if we, after like planning or after some part of execution, we feel that this might not be the exact idea? So shall we stick to it or shall we switch from it? Like how to access that our solutions are actually useful, and we shall be continuing this or we shall be changing it or something like that. Can you please help on that?
Okay, I'll take up that answer. Thank you for that question. So, you have an idea, if I can get it correctly, you have an idea, but then you do not feel like it's the right idea when it comes to what is House Press looking for in 2023, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm kind of
so
like I cannot just think that it is the exact idea or not.
okay. So when you're having an instance of you're not sure of the idea whether it will work for house calls or not, the first thing that you have to do, I think, is actually think about it. Think about the idea. Do you want the idea or not? Because bringing it in conjunction with what the house price wants, I think that is easily manipulatable. For an instance, let me take you back to and give an example of Eco Bana. We were supposed to bring people back to work. And this year's solution call to action for you guys is redesigning fashion and making it more sustainable. Ikobana, we're producing sanitary pads. But then, if I would want it to work in terms of how I want it to fit in into the this year's call to action, I'll definitely just walk around with words like, okay, it's a sanitary pad. I know it's not an outfit, it's not a clothing, but it is something sustainable, and you can just play around with your words, just maneuver with your words, and make it look like, oh, sanitary pad. Actually, when you're on your periods and you don't have a sanitary pad, then you're missing something. It's like you have an outfit but you're not wearing it. So just play around with the words, and all that begins by when you know what you're doing, when you love what you're doing, because the first stage is owning the idea. If you can't own the idea, then it means that you are not going anywhere. So the first thing that you have to do as a startup, come together with a team. You have the right team members. Focus on the idea, believe in it, love it, be passionate about it. Make it feel like it's something that, oh my God, do you want to mean that without sanitary pads, our industry of fashion is dead? Make it look like the major problem. We all know men don't use sanitary pads, but when you're telling them that your daughters, your sisters, your wives will suffer from this thing, it's like you're trying to get you into their personal space. So if you have to invade the personal space by making it feel that by making them empathize with you, then take that as an advantage. And if I've not answered, you can also elaborate more, like tell us a little bit about your project, and we can actually give straightforward answer. Yeah.
Ma'am, that was very helpful. Actually, for this year, we were just thinking of making a startup of upcycling something. So, like, we are still planning it, like me and my team. So, I won't be able to explain the exact thing, but I think I have got something from your experience and everything. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that.
Ma'am, I would like to ask a question. How do you keep the team more effective and work more effectively with each other? Because sometimes the team falls apart, and that becomes a biggest drawback for our startup.
Okay, when it comes to team and how to keep your team together, I'll start with the basics. When you found out the idea, you had to bring in a team. So when you're bringing in people, do not focus on your friends. Because yeah, friends will help you grow, but then there's some lanes that friends don't understand. So when everyone is coming into the team, let them know their roles. Let them know that this is a team and we have one common goal and one common mission. Even if we have our side issues, let it not affect the startup. Because once the startup is affected, then set the right goals and let each and every team member have their own roles. That way, it will avoid a lot of conflicts, especially when it comes to someone doing another person's role. It's like I'm the chief operations officer, and then you'll find me doing accounts. That it's like I'm going to someone else's workspace and invading their workspace. But if each and every one of us does the work, then it means we can manage the company smoothly. The other thing that you can do to maintain to keep together as a team, have create bonding times. Yeah, I'm not saying that you guys can be like, okay, to get today or tomorrow gonna have a sleepover and all that. If that is not possible, you can actually come together and work. Be like, you guys come together tomorrow. We'll be doing research in this place at this time. So you guys are expected to be here, and it will be probably the whole day, a whole week, whatever amount of time that you want it to be. But then when you guys are working, divide it in such a way that you have it's not all work and no play. Have games in between just to boost and remove boredom probably. You can story tell, like when one of the team members just give their personal life experience, something personal to them, you'll feel more connected with them, unlike when you guys just know, oh okay, for instance, for me they'll be like okay, yeah, we see her on TV, so she's an actress. We see him on radio, so he's a voiceover artist. We see this and this, but get down to that something that relates to the problem that you guys are solving, or just come up with whatever personal that it is. Whenever you share something personal, you guys create a tighter bond than you were before. So that could also help when it comes to keeping your team together. The other thing, you can also look seek for advisors and consultants. Whenever you guys have an issue and someone comes in to talk to you guys, in a way it will make you feel like, oh yeah, because you'll see that most of this expertise, before they talk to you, they'll be like those nice things like, oh my god, you guys have reached this far and this is where you want the diversion and all that, and you're just looking at each other and you're like, oh my god, we have come so far for us to separate now. We want so much in life for us to separate now. For Eco Bana, what kept us together was the fact that we never went to Boston. So most of our time we spent it together. You will find that you are only apart from like 4 hours or 3 hours because that is the time that you're sleeping. The rest of other time, because of time difference, you'll find that we are either working on the project or attending the online house press sessions. Also, something else that you should look into is like when someone has a problem, when one of the member has a problem or two of the members are fighting, do not take sides. If you do take sides, then that means that you're slowly splitting up the group. The best way to do that is come on the table, lay down everything on the table, and find a solution as a team, not because I'm favoring one person more than the other. Yeah, so I'll go for that unless Mr. Brian has more to add, and I think it's okay. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really helpful.
Ma- Ma'am, how and early in the stages, how did you manage for the fundings for manufacturing of your products?
Come again?
In the early stages, how did you manage for the fundings to manufacture your products?
Okay, so for Kenya, in Kenya, startups are hardly recognized by the government or even private institutions unless you have someone who knows someone in the government or someone in the big private sector who can finance you, then you're not going anywhere. And the sooner that we realize that, we saw an opportunity in competition sector. So we decided that since we do not know any big person, well, we'll just have to go to competitions, try to talk to these people, and when we talk to them, we hope that even if we will not win, there's someone at the back, there's an investor somewhere there just listening to our story who will like fall in love with our story and feel like this is the right thing for him to invest in. Or also some people are just like, you'll talk to someone and then someone is like, okay, I loved your pitch, I loved your idea, sadly I do not have the money to invest in you, but I know someone who can do that. So basically those are some of the ways that we did our funding. And then for us to come up with a prototype again in Kenya, when you just go to someone and tell them, when you just get into an office and start talking without any proof of anything, no one will believe you. So that is the time that for the first time we don't have machines. Machines are super expensive, but then we are still in university, so we are unable to buy the machines. So why didn't we come up with alternatives? So we came up with alternatives to make our product, which we present to people. And as bad as it looked, we were just super honest. We were like, okay, we cannot afford the machines that we're supposed to be using. But we went an extra mile and tried to do our level best to do something that is equivalent to what we would have bought as a final product if we had the machines. So basically, we just like everyone was like, how much do you have? You have your pocket money. How much can you contribute? Is it 500 shillings? Is it 200 shillings to buy the necessary materials? Because as much as we're trying to come up with alternatives, then not everything is free again. We have to get some products. We have to buy for them. We have to buy them. So we came in as a team and we were like, okay, we started contributing just a little amount of money, which will help us get some of the things that we could not get them for free, but then they are still affordable and something that we as people we can still get them at an ordinary price. So invest more onto competitions. Look online, especially on LinkedIn. There are a lot of competitions are being advertised there, and Weirdly, it's like this year, it's like all companies or all competitions around the world, they're focusing on more of the same thing. And even if you find that something is not focusing on fashion and it's still on fashion, just go ahead and try it. I mean, what's the worst that you could lose? You'll just go there, try it, and probably yes, you win. You won't win because I mean, it's a food thing, and then you're there with the fashion, but you'll get to be critiqued. They will tell you what to do and what to improve on and all that, and that will help you move the product to the next stage. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for a very valuable piece of advice.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words. And it was a beautiful involvement listening to your thoughts and ideologies. Uh, okay, shall we wrap up and moving forward? With that, with that, it's time to introduce you to a great news. Registrations for Herd Prize 2023 on campus round are going to start very soon. Stay tuned with us on our socials. And with that, I would like to take this opportunity and to ask everyone to switch on the camera for a group picture. Okay, thank you everyone. Malika, your mic is muted.
Thank you, everyone. With that, I would like to take this opportunity. I would be honored to call upon Dr. Meenal Shah Ma'am, the professor in charge of Heart Prize BITD, who always help to make our vision into reality, to present the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Good afternoon, our speakers, and good evening in India. So, it is really giving me an immense pleasure to extend my gratitude to Eco Bana team for sharing your valuable experience and enabling our students to learn about how to turn ideas into reality. Converting ideas into reality itself is a fascinating theme, but you have actually done it and you need to start executing on it in reality. Since since the ongoing years, the Hull Prize is one of the most fascinating platform to enable the students from all over the world to convert their ideas into reality. By looking at the previous Hull Prize winners, there has been number of amazing teams who have stood out against thousands of peers and their groups to become a Hull Prize winner. The amazing ideas ranges from the social entrepreneur enterprise idea, the techno ideas which can help to solve the real world problem of people while they are facing continuously. As I can imagine by looking at the 2022 World Prize winner, the Ecobana team, they were having nice idea of social enterprises and they converted into reality, and right now the idea is in working progress. So it is the going on continuously work. So there were different winners who were having the ideas concerning to the ecosystem safety. The idea were one of the team was able to generate the bioeconomic empowerment. Another was concerning the dairy livestock. Apart from that, there were many ideas relating to agriculture sector, food, relating to the upliftment of society. So these were some of the winners which I tried to notify you. Apart from that, the Hurd Prize, what we have witnessed this year, I am very much encouraged to think that the theme related to the combination of passion with the entrepreneurship will be very helpful in the upliftment of a very underprivileged section of the society. By saying underprivileged, you might have heard of the weavers of Kashi who were able to have a very flourished ecosystem of production and selling, but then it vanished. But now, such ideas can obviously be used to transform their lives also. So, this kind of a thing really happens in day to day world, and this to think creatively. So, by the good wishes and with lots of praises for the organizers, I once again extend my gratitude to team Eco Bana, the speaker, Brand Dungu sir, Kelly Muthoni Ologo ma'am, the regional manager of Hult Prize, Supriya Jangre ma'am, our sponsorer, Phoenix Institute of Fashion, Art and Media. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our institute, that is Sir Dr. Arun Arora, Director BIT Durg, Sir Dr. Mohan Gupta, Principal BIT Durg, Madam Dr. Manisha Sharma, Vice Principal BIT Durg, for enlightening and extending their support for this event. I also thank our audience and students. It is opportunity for our students to take away and learn from this event and be successful in life. I am thankful to my Hull Prize team and the participants for their spirit. Thank you, one and all, who are directly and indirectly associated with the event. Now, I hand over the session to our Hull Prize team. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. That brings us to the end of this drill with the team Eco Bana. We surely got to learn a lot and enjoyed the session thoroughly. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have an amazing evening ahead.
Welcome, Srijit sir. We are we would be happy if you speak something. Sir, you are not audible. Welcome, Srijit sir. We are very glad to speak if you speak some few words. Oh, it's okay, sir. We are very thankful to have you here. Now, that brings us to the end of this trip with the team meeting. We surely got to learn a lot and enjoyed the session thoroughly. So, yes, if you have any queries, then put it in the chat
Yes,
box.
sorry to
Mr.
disturb you,
Jesse.
team. Sorry to disturb you, team. But I would like to ask Mr. Brand Sir, Kelly ma'am, to come on the video and we will have a group photograph if they don't mind it. Please give it one more time. Give the call for one more time.
I request Brian sir and Kelly ma'am to request to turn on their cameras for a group picture. Please sir, please ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, it will be a pleasure having you in one frame. So I request you to come up with the cameras. Okay, not an issue. It's okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes sir, you are audible.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. First of all, I would like to thanks Belai Institute of Technology, Hall Prize team, Nihal, Ayutin, all the organized teams. It was an amazing collaboration and cooperation joining this community and this session. And also, wants to say thanks to Brian, Kelly, and the Eco Banana team for giving them their special time, valuable time for us, and it was a great session, and it will surely help the team and all the competing members to make their simple ideas into a winning global startups in future. So I wish you best of luck for all of you, and thanks from Pakistan. Thank you all.
Thank you so much sir for your kind words. It means a lot. Now we are at the end of the today's webinar. Thank you all of you for the joining.
Thank you, everyone. I would request the co-team to stay, and for everyone, the meeting is over. Thank you so much, Brian sir and Kylie ma'am. It was a pleasure to have you.